What we're going to be talking about today is the Saramonic Blink Me B2. This video is going to be extremely truthful, unbiased, out of the box because I purchased this, and even if I did not, I would not question my integrity to tell you my opinions on it. So, holy cow, those are strong magnets. You know how many... The reason why I picked this up is fairly simple. As you can tell just by the presentation, there is no branding on this. You can put whatever you want on this. Your own picture, your name, leave it blank, leave it black. It really doesn't matter. So we're going to be talking about, let's open it up. Again, everything on this channel is me just unboxing and just kind of wing it. There is an app on this. It's called the Saramonic app, I believe. Already downloaded it. Again, have not used this, so let's go on and get it. So you're going to see a lot of videos of people talking about how great something is out of the box, that everything is flawless, and usually those people are sponsored by the companies. Now, whether or not I am sponsored, I will mention in the video, and there'll probably be something that says this is a promotional video. So this is not the first Saramonic, it's actually the second. The first one I got was this guy, and I wasn't very impressed with it. It wasn't terrible, and the reason why I got it is because it had a little transmitter, USB-C. I was hoping that there'd be another one that had a better display, but this is about as basic as it gets, and this is not cheap. So we're going to be doing a review on the one that's about the same price as what that is. And I am hoping that this actually performs much better. So you get a hard shell case, a little tassel here. Pretty simple packaging. Wow, that is heavy up there. Whoa, daddy. Okay. Wow, there's a lot in here. A USB-C to a Lightning, USB-C to a 3.5, dual male 3.5 jacks, silica gel packet, you're not going to need that, USB-A to USB-C. One of the biggest complaints that I have for a lot of these wireless lavaliers is usually the packaging for all the stuff is not good. It's just not. The way that it kind of keeps it all together. You know, sometimes they'll send you accessories that can't fit inside of the package. This, on the other hand, manages to kind of squish it all together. So, on the inside, aside from just that pocket there, what we have is two little clip sections. You have a cold shoe adapter that you're able to put on the actual receiver itself. And then you have not only one, not two, not three, but four. Holy cow, those are strong magnets. You know how many? Do you know how many magnets I have lost on that DJI? A lot. So that's really nice. I'm loving this so far. This is interesting. I love this. This is extremely thoughtful to include this. What we have is an adapter for your phone. Phone goes in here, no big deal, right? You've seen this 1,000 times. This screws onto any quarter-inch threading, and then you have a little cold shoe adapter up here for the actual transmitter and receiver. I thought that was going to weigh much more than what that does. It's kind of sexy. Reminds me of a lens. So the actual transmitters themselves, they are magnetized to the receiver. We're not going to be using this today. So this is your headphone line out, USB-C, your power button, up and down. Make sure you do take off these little protective covers so they can sync up and pair with the actual receiver. I am absolutely loving these so far. I'm just going to put this out there right now. What is fantastic about this is once you plug this in and charge it, it's going to show you the battery life of the top, the battery life of the receiver, and then the battery life of the bottom. That is really friggin' cool. While the transmitters are connected to the receiver, you're not actually able to turn it on. It's just going to stay off and use all of its energy to charge the transmitters. But once you take them off, that will kind of activate that, turn it on automatically, and then you'll be good to go. In order for you to store this anywhere, there's nowhere for you to connect this. I mean, you could put it there, but at the same time, once this is on and charging, there's nowhere to put this except for back into the case. So no matter where you bring this, no matter how you use it, unless you just want to leave them connected and charge when needed, it's kind of a downside right off the jump. You could have something that to where they would slide into. Now, if we're swiping from the top here, you have your recording mode, mono, stereo, safety channel. That would be your receiver gain, transmitter gain, and then you'll be able to, this is transmitter 2. We're going to leave that at 0. Display, power saving, always on, and then your settings. They're automatically paired. Brightness, language, reset. You see how that does, in fact, pick that up. Wow. So you'll see on the main screen, shows you the transmitters, the percentage of each one of those, and you can modify the wallpaper. But what we want to do is check out these Blink Me details here, and you'll see that there is, in fact, a device upgrade. And it shows for both of the transmitters, and we're going to upgrade now. So the battery on each of these is 500 milliamps, and then the receiver itself is 1600. So it gives you an idea if you're out and about, you're running these, you could in theory let one of them die and then charge it again. I would say multiple times, but that's a little bit difficult to say considering that while you're using these, this is going to be running. With recording enabled, they'll last about 5 hours. With it disabled is about 8 hours. You'll see that even while that's updating in the background, that is in fact charging not only the receiver, but the also transmitter as well. I'm absolutely going to fall in love with these. I'm just telling you right now. Over the air updates, none of them offer that. None. DJI, Rode. Out of all the cables they gave me a USB-C to A, they gave me, a Lightning to a USB-C, but what I did not get was USB-C to USB-C. So that means you have to charge this with one of the provided cables. That being said, I'll go ahead and I'll plug this little sweet number. There is going to be a video that pops up, probably right there in the corner. Click that, watch that. This is what I would recommend to keep attached to this at all times. It doesn't dangle. While it is large, it does allow you to go to about 3 feet away from it. Then to put the little muffle tuff on, gonna do it to where it snaps in place, and you just twist it. If you want to lock the screen and stop you from touching it to adjust any of the settings, you just kind of tap that power button twice. And now it is locked. If we tap the yellow button once, that's going to turn on noise reduction. If you tap it twice, it's going to record. And then if you hold it down for 1.5 seconds, what that's going to is actually mute it. We're going to select that. And if we hit next, I should in fact put the Haystack logos right on there. And then there you go. What would be really nice is inside of the app, if you were able to actually adjust the gain and the settings of each transmitter. You're not. All you could do is just adjust the theme and how it's displayed. However, you are actually able to change the programming of each one of these buttons and what they do on your receiver, transmitter 1, transmitter 2. So let's go over to transmitter 2, and you'll see here if we press the button once, the noise reduction button, you can change each one of the settings. While it is grayed out down here, there are actual settings. So if we do it to where it actually records, easy, you press it once. You press it twice, you could set it to where actually we'll change that to where this one is mute. And then press it twice, will actually be onboard recording. And then long press, we'll just set that to noise reduction switch. So with all this stuff on here, you probably don't like that. First, what we're going to need to do is we're going to turn that to always be on. We're on this one. Make sure we're on this one. Then we're going to modify the theme. We're going to want nothing on there, and then we hit apply. And you'll see now, it's just the logo. It does look pretty damn sexy. Go ahead and tell me it doesn't. So what we're using right now is the Blink Me settings. I have the gain about 12 and the noise reduction on. One of the downsides of using a custom theme, whether or not you are recording or whether or not you're doing noise reduction, there's no way to actually display it as you have this logo. Now, I understand that the logo isn't super clear with this. I apologize for the lighting. I'm actually using the Insta360. I wanted to change it up a little bit. The interface is really nice. It's super intuitive, and I really can't fault them for being a little bit glitchy because aside from all of its competitors over here, the Saramonic, the DJI, the Hollyland. While I love the DJI, it is by far my most favorite wireless lavalier there is. However, I could promise you that this, I like that much better. I would go out on a limb and tell you that I would buy a second set of this just because I have 2 DJIs. I don't like so much the second version as much as I do the first, but I really like this because if you don't want this display to be on, you could shut it off. For instance, there is no wind muffle tuff on here because I don't need it. But if I just kind of swipe down and I just put that back in eco mode, what's going to happen is that should, in theory, shut that off. But it didn't. It kept it on. So that just made me look that much more worse. There it goes. It actually shut it off. And you see that little indicator light? There's no way to shut that off in the settings. There isn't. So that's always on. And that's kind of it, just telling you that it's pairing when in fact it's already paired. I cannot figure out a way how to actually shut that off in the app. It's hard for me to say anything negative about this. It really is, because it's not overbranded like all these other brands. You can customize it to put your own logo on it. You could shut it off. But the problem is, make it more configurable inside of the app. You already have over-the-air updates, which again, none of those have. And that's not just for the receiver. That's not just the transmitter. That's all of it combined. And it was fairly fast. I mean, it took about 15, 20 minutes to update it all, but it was brand new out of the box. Connecting this to a Mac is absolutely no problem at all, or an iPhone. You just have to use the provided cable. I want to say all these things that are negative about it, that, you know, the USB-C, you have to have a certain box for it, or the magnets or the clips. If you're out and about this, you're probably going to carry everything together. However, it would just be so much more nicer if there was like a package, something smaller, to where you didn't have to carry all the cables, all the different clips, all the different magnets. I do love the fact that it comes with 2 extra ones, because it makes it more cumbersome. At the same time, for all the sexy features that this has, I would recommend this 100%. And again, I have all these, and I bought all of these. And I didn't buy, it's not even up here. I didn't buy that shitty Hollyland Lark. No, I bought this one. Didn't do a review on this yet, but I didn't buy the first one. They actually sent it to me to do a review on my other channel. But this is by far my favorite. The only thing that I think is the negative on this is when you shut the screen off, you cannot get rid of that blue LED. And then you have the small things where adjusting the gain and stuff. You could do it from the actual receiver or the transmitter. Make it so inside of the app, when you adjust the theme, you can make it show noise reduction on. Just a quick little something that says, hey, this is on, or the recording is on. Well, you can do that by swiping down. It's not, you know, as simple as just a little red flash. This is good to go. But where it is right now, it's nice. It's kind of cool to have the logo on there. I'm sorry the camera's not picking that up. I'm going to go ahead and zoom on this. But if you are going to pick this up, please use the link in the description down below. And again, any comments, any microphones you want to see me do a review on, leave a comment. Let me know. Also, subscribe and like, so any future updates or anything that I go out and go buy, I'm going to let you know my opinion on it. Stay beautiful.